If you're like a lot of us as of recently and you have little to no trust in our government, big pharma, the food industry, clothing industry, you name it, well, this video is probably going to reassure a lot of things for you all or piss you off. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's begin.
A child born in a hospital in the United States today, within hours of coming from source into this, into this body, the first thing that happens to them is pharmaceutical intervention without really asking, there's barely informed consent about this. That child's eyes are smeared with erythromycin ointment and they're given a hepatitis B vaccine in their first day of life. And the Hep B vaccine is for hepatitis B, which is a sexually transmitted disease and IV drug user disease, of course, which babies are not going to be exposed to. And yet every single baby in America is getting the intervention. So from literally the day we are born, we're on this treadmill.
So, why not test the pregnant mother for those?
They do.
Okay, so
they give it to the women who, even if they have tested negative,
which
they
would
give
be
it to
the
babies.
overwhelming majority.
Absolutely.
So I don't understand, why would you treat a child on his first day of life for illnesses you know for a fact he doesn't have, it isn't going to get?
So a child's born, let's just take the sign. The child's born, Hep B is spread by two routes: sexually transmitted disease or intravenous needles. So my 1 day old isn't going to be having sex or doing heroin right away. So what's the purpose of getting this on the schedule in the first day of life, the first hours of life? And if you push, and I welcome anyone to do this with their doctor, you get to two things. You get to the American patients are too stupid to remember, so we need to do it right away. That's literally like what they...
It's so crazy. Like, how necessary is that? Now I understand why more and more people are starting to opt for the option of having home births. It's like from birth, they're putting us in the position to have these health issues down the line. It's craziness.
We're just not going to talk about how this fashion designer just exposed the whole clothing industry for poisoning us.
People really need to read their clothing labels the same way that they're reading their food labels, because they don't realize their clothes can make them sick also. If you look at the labels on these yoga athletic outfits, you'll either see polyester, nylon, or spandex. Those are literally chemically processed plastics that come from oil that were created by one of the most evil chemical companies on the planet. Like, they take plastic, add chemicals to it like PFAS, forever chemicals, phthalates, bisphenols, then turn it into a material that people are wearing on their skin. And those chemicals are literally leaching out, going into people's bodies.
Apparently getting hot and sweaty with chemicals tight on our largest organ is not the best thing for our health. These BPAs are treacherous for our hormones. So our phthalates, which are in basically everything, it is really annoying how many things we have to avoid to live a healthy life.
Preach, woman, preach. She said it. It has become so annoying. Just the thought about all the things that we need to avoid in order to stay healthy is literally feel like everything at this point. Everything. Hell, maybe it's just America. Maybe America's the bad guy here, and they're really trying to do more harm to us than good, but want us to believe the opposite. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm with her. It's about to be cotton and linen, especially when it comes to working out, because I'm about to get back in the gym, trying to get fit yet again. Cotton and linen. No polyester, none of that other stuff. Man.
So Shein, Fashion Nova, and Temu sell products that cause cancer? Yes, research over me, sir. Share this video with your mama, your daddy, your cousins, them, especially them that love to get them big old hauls of the Temu or the Shein or the Fashion Nova. Shein and Temu products found to contain high levels of toxic chemicals. Authorities in South Korea found that some items in Shein clothing contain carcinogenic substances hundreds of times over the legal limit. Research over me, search, just so we clear, when we ask ourselves how does carcinogen cause cancers, there's three major ways: DNA damage, genetic changes, and cell growth. I'm not going to get into the specifics. You can pause to read it, but listen, they are selling products that cause cancer. Back to this article though. Ladies specifically, let's get into the specifics. Women accessories sold by some of the world's most popular online shopping firms contain toxic substances, sometimes 100 times above the acceptable levels. I get it. I like cheap shit too. But education is elevation, man, and fast fashion is made with alarming high amounts of toxic chemicals. The manufacturers are able to get us these cheap products at the expense of our own health. What if the CEO of these fast fashion companies be clicking up with the CEOs of the health pharmacy industries and they be causing this cancer to be able to profit on the back end and the front end? Conspiracy, right? Remember in 2019 when Fashion Nova put those warning labels on their $34 swimsuits about it causing cancer? Remember that? Follow for more, because in my next video, I'm going to get into how fast fashion is also bad for the environment. Yes, education is elevation and research over me, sir. Share it with your cousin there.
I feel like I'm not the only one to say this, but that physically just made me sick. Some of y'all might laugh at the fact that I do shop with both of those brands. Fashion Nova, Shein, the stuff is cheap. It's real cheap and it looks good. But man, I feel like it's not even safe to get the cotton product from them. This shouldn't even be an issue. The fact that we got to now pay attention to where we get our inexpensive clothes from this closely. Like, what are they trying to do to us? But at the same time, it makes so much sense because never in my life have I seen so many people that have cancer. Cancer used to be a rare thing. Now it's very common.
It finally happened. I've been waiting for this one. This is a big deal. Your Fitbit and your Apple Watch sports band have PFAS in really, really high amounts. Stop wearing it. If you have one of these, the highest amount of PFAS found was 16,662 nanograms per gram. That is tens of thousands of times higher than you should have in a day, tens of thousands of times higher. So Graham Peasley and his team, who are big PFAS researchers out of the University of Notre Dame, they just tested 22 different sports watch bands and fitness trackers. All have really high levels of PFAS, specifically PFHXA, in extremely high levels, linked to brain cancer, real bad. What's really crazy is that the more expensive the fitness tracker and the watch band, the more PFAS it had. And what's also crazy is that in this study, they actually list the brands, which almost never happens. So PFAS are known as the toxic forever chemical. Every little bit that you ingest, they build up in your brain and your body. They are synthetic chemicals made by DuPont and 3M long time ago. They make things waterproof. So considering that there were thousands of nanograms per gram of this type of PFAS, on top of the fact that many people may wear them for over 12 hours per day, poses an opportunity for significant transfer to the skin and subsequent human exposure, right? Absorption into the bloodstream. Additionally, several of these watch bands were advertised as sports and fitness monitors, implying that the wearer might be exercising with them, which means additional sweat contact and open skin pores. There was another recent study that found that 86% of this type of PFAS was also extractable with synthetic sweat. That model shows that watch bands may be a very significant exposure source of PFAS to your body. There's a handful there that the EPA just started regulating, right? And a few of them are banned here and there. But when there's over 10,000 different kinds, they're used in so many of our different consumer products, we don't even know what they're in, right? A few years ago, I had read that the Apple Watch sports band was made with a fluoroelastomer, okay? That is the material in the Apple Watch sports band. And at that time, Apple said yes, but it's completely safe. And they also said that they would be phasing out of it shortly. Every company says that they're going to phase out the toxic chemical, but then they don't. They just wait until everyone has forgotten about it. Fluoroelastomers are expensive, right? They are pricier than their cheaper counterparts. So the more expensive your fitness tracker or watch band, the more PFAS that came out. These are the brands that have the highest amounts of PFAS. Do not wear this. This has PFAS. Your body is for sure absorbing it. This is extremely bad. Throw it away. Let's get the class action lawsuit going. Let's get it going.
Thousands of you have just watched that clip, and thousands of you have decided to no longer, along with me, wear your Apple Watch. I'm glad. I could never really get into it anyway. I have an Apple Watch. I've worn it a couple of times to work out with. I'm not a big watch guy. I don't like the big bulky heavy stuff on my wrist. It's just not for me. I used to be into it when I was a kid, but for some reason I grew out of it. Glad that I did, because who knows how much of that PFAS stuff that could have been leaking into my skin, my pores, had I been consistently wearing that watch on a regular basis, especially if it comes to fitness where you're going to sit there and sweat with that watch on you. Man, this shit sucks.
If you have one of these, chuck it away right now. So it seems like Apple are in a bit of trouble right now because of what has just happened. So I'm sure you know what this is. You might have one, you might even be wearing it right now. Now this is one of, if not Apple's most popular products, selling millions and millions of them every single year. You may remember at the end of 2023 when they started cancelling all the watches because they were emitting a certain type of radiation that was not good. They fixed it, everything came back, well, that is until now. But there has been new findings that has now suggested that Apple Watches directly cause cancer, which, yeah, brilliant. So Apple has now been accused of exposing their users to cancer. These are forever chemicals which are not good. And as you can see in these photos, some things that have happened to people who have been wearing them. Now don't worry, just because you have one, it doesn't mean you're gonna get it or anything like that, so please don't freak out. This is just a current thing that's happening right now. It might turn out to all not be true, but it's not looking too good at this stage, so we might be in for a nice little lawsuit. As always, I'll keep you updated.
And don't get me started on Apple earbuds. I got to find the video, but from what I recall, they have the ability to do brain scans or monitor your brain wave and activity and can read your thoughts. Something crazy. Crazy. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or not, but it sounds ridiculous.
Do you still own a microwave? Well, these things are actually highly toxic, and I'm going to show you why. Here is an EMF acoustometer measuring electromagnetic frequencies and EMF radiation. So when I go to turn on this microwave to heat up food or whatever, you know, drinks and whatnot, immediately you see the readings here going through the roof. It's peaking out at 6 volts per meter and is actually emitting more radiation than the meter can read. As I get a little further away from the microwave, the levels start to drop off, but still, even at 4 feet away, we're dealing with highly toxic levels of radiation. You shouldn't have these in your home. You shouldn't be using this to heat up your food. You shouldn't have these on around your children or family or friends or pets. Thank you.
He said you shouldn't have these on around your children, your family, your friends, your pets. Shouldn't even have them on around them. My friend that's in the other room right now is aware of all this stuff. Everything that we're watching in this video, she was hip to it years ago. She doesn't like me to use the microwave. I no longer use the microwave. The couple of times that I've used the microwave since she has been here, she will literally grab all of her belongings, especially if it's food, take it out of the kitchen, go into another room and close the door if I'm about to use the microwave. That's how hip she is to this information. We all know that radiation isn't good for us. We shouldn't be using radiation to heat up our food and then consume the radiation. I was wondering why my headphones, when I'm playing my video game and before she got here, and I would go and try to heat something up in the microwave, and I would stand near the microwave with my headphones on, and then my freaking headphones would start making the same sound as his device here, and it would hurt my ears whenever I was near the microwave. Every single time. It's not BS. You can choose to ignore this information if you want to, but if you get sick somewhere down the line, God forbid, but you could think back and possibly pinpoint where it could have happened.
Still, I loved it because it always looked good. It lasted forever. And I see the appeal in it.
She's talking about the gel manicure. It's more durable. It lasts longer than regular polish with the help of a UV or LED lamp.
I was addicted and I got it done every 2 weeks.
And every 2 weeks, Wurstel slid her hands under the lamp for several minutes.
Which are stronger than the sun. We wear sunscreen when we go out into the sun. But yet we're still willing to stick our nails and our feet under these lights.
But in 2015, she got a wake-up call.
And I had early stage breast cancer that a couple of years ago, and it kind of made me wonder, what am I doing in my body? What am I putting in my body?
She also wondered if that UV or LED light could cause other cancers like basal cell, squamous cell, or melanoma.
It really depends on how much ultraviolet A light it emits, and there are some lamps that emit a lot higher concentration and some lower, so it's hard to equate it exactly because it depends on the light source.
EVMS dermatologist Edward Prodanovich says a report by the American Academy of Dermatology explains that getting a simple gel polish could cause skin cancer, but it's not conclusive.
There's no proof. We just know that this type of ultraviolet light can cause cancer, and we know for sure it'll cause photo damage. So we're extrapolating that data to what we see with the gel manicure.
This right here specifically is something that I had to learn the hard way myself. I went to the nail salon the week before my birthday to get my nails taken care of professionally. Going to Vegas, wanted to look and feel good, right? And then I went and got a massage after that. The nail tech asked if I wanted a clear coat on my nails. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Sure. Then the nail tech asked, okay, do you want regular or gel? I asked, which is better? She said gel. And she said it costs a bit more. I was like, okay, let's try it. I didn't know they were going to proceed to put my hand after they put all these different coats of polish and then put my hand underneath that light. And I remember thinking, hey, hold on, I heard about these lights and I heard about how they can cause cancer. I never want to do this again. Like, my nails were never this easy to fold and flex. Look at that. My nail is separating here. And that's because of that mess there. Ladies, I don't advise you to ever get the gel. And then it dawned on me. I remember going to the nail salon with this girl and they were trying so hard and push her to get the gel. And she says, no, I will never get gel. And I didn't understand why. Now I know.
New study out tonight about the water in plastic water bottles. The National Academy of Science says the bottles may contain at least 100 times more microscopic pieces of plastic than previously thought, an average of 240,000 nanoplastics per bottle. Scientists say there is not enough evidence to detail any long-term health risk. A spokeswoman for the International Bottled Water Association says the study lacks, quote, standardized methods.
At one point, you saw me switch to glass bottled waters. I'm not going to lie. I have switched back to plastic, but I'm going to switch back to glass really, really soon. And it's only because of availability. But within the next week, I'll actually be moving a lot closer to the source of where I was getting those glass bottles of water. So I'm be switching back. Can't wait. Think about it every day.
So you run out of the essential nutrients your body needs, then something breaks. So you go to the only medicine that your insurance pays for, which is allopathic MD-directed medicine. The doctors don't know anything about medical nutrition. They don't believe that the body can cure itself, so they give you a drug that manages the problem. The drug, in its working in the human body, also burns through nutrients. So after 6 months or a year, the drug stops working, or they need to increase its potency, or they need to give you a second or a third drug. And then you get worse, and then you need another drug, and then it gets worse, and then you need surgery, and then you get a secondary infection from the surgery, and then you need another drug for that, and then you die. And then your relatives are so grief-stricken that they organize a 5K run on your behalf to come up with a cure for stomach cancer. And who do they give the money to? The people that failed you in the first place.
The perpetual cycle. I was listening to a man talk about these organizations where people will donate money for cancer research, for diabetes research. And he talked about the amount of money that has been donated to these organizations throughout the years. Talk about hundreds of millions of dollars, and they have yet to find a cure. Those organizations aren't actually trying to find a cure. They're just trying to make money, because they could have easily found a cure. There have been civilians like you and I who have found natural remedies to cure just about any and all ailments known to man. But yet these organizations, with their millions, if not billions of dollars backing them, can't find it, can't find a cure. And they even state on their website that there is no cure for this stuff. Yet they want you to continue to donate to them to find a cure. What sense does that make? I would advise you guys to instead donate to the organizations that actually have found the cures, because there actually are ones out there that have. And if you believe that there isn't, it only means that you haven't done the research.
Talk about some of the successes you've had with the major food companies and what the reaction was when you started taking them on.
Chick-fil-A was one of the first ones that I took on. I wrote a blog post called Chemical Filet or Chick-fil-A. There was close to 100 ingredients in the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. The company actually reached out to me, invited me to their headquarters, and started to make some changes and improvements to their product. It's still not perfect, and it has a lot of room for improvement, but that was the first step for making me realize that I had a voice and that I could change the food industry. And then from there, I took on Kraft macaroni and cheese, one of the most iconic meals in America, and I asked them to remove artificial food dyes. They were already not using artificial food dyes in Europe, because in Europe there's a warning label if you use an artificial food dyes that says may cause adverse effects on activity and attention in children. Right. And they were putting dyes in their mac and cheese here in the United States. We got that out. We got a chemical out of Subway bread called azodicarbonamide. It's a chemical you find in yoga mats and shoe rubber. Subway was not using this chemical in all these other countries.
The rubber that you find in yoga mats was found in the buns at Subway. And you said, hey, can you take the rubber out?
Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, if you turn a yoga mat sideways, you see evenly dispersed air bubbles. Well, it was doing the same thing in bread. This was a chemical that when it's heated, it turns into a carcinogen. Wow. It does not belong in our food. It's definitely not eating fresh.
It's definitely not eating fresh. Do you believe now how much they're hurting us and not even caring, or seemingly not caring, until they get called out for it? Shout out to this woman for doing God's work and holding these people accountable for potentially being the leading causes for health issues for American people. I myself had to stop eating Chick-fil-A. Can't remember the last time I did, because I realized every single time I ate Chick-fil-A, I felt unwell. Every time. As good as it tastes going down, when it went down and settled, I didn't feel right. Changes need to be made to the food industry, like some of the changes that we see in other countries around the world. They take better care of their citizens. They actually care about their people, and they find better means of disposing of harmful chemicals and products. America can take a note or two.
Did you know that in Singapore, trash disappears without a trace, and recycled plastic bottles are used to make some of the world's best roads? Singapore is a country of the future where there is virtually no waste. Here, plastic bottles are transformed into excellent road materials. In Singapore, all waste is disposed of in just one day. Every day, over 2,000 trucks collect all the garbage and transport it to a bunker. Across the country, there are 4 waste incineration plants where waste is burned to generate electricity used in residential homes and other buildings nationwide. The toxic smoke is filtered out and becomes super clean. The ash remaining after burning is mixed with cement to produce bricks. As for plastics, a Singaporean company recycles them into a material that completely replaces traditional bitumen in road construction. If you're not following Positiva mindset, you're probably never going to see us again. If you are, then congratulations.
It's those sort of practices that we need here in the United States. If this country is supposed to be the best in the world, which a lot of people are believing is no longer. A lot of people are saying this is actually a third world country with first world prices. Do you believe it? Shit, I do.
Yo, you see Elon's eyes? Hold on.
What the heck? Yo. What is he on? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, he might be sleepy. He might be sleepy because I do the same thing when I'm like extremely sleepy and trying to stay awake. My eyes be like, they'll move left to right real fast. I literally be making the same faces that he does. He might be alien.
This is crazy. Watch Elon Musk behavior. I truly believe this guy is an alien. They're living among us. The mothership has landed. This will be revealed.
Much with his team, which is actually an interestingly diverse ideological team.
So you still don't think the Illuminati is real? Well, wait till you see what I just stumbled onto by pure accident. I was literally just trying to prove that these two people had a podcast together called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. And for some reason, they don't want you to know that because it is literally wiped from existence on Google. There aren't any matches for your search. But I'm a good researcher, so I found it through other means. And this was a link right there. A link I don't think they wanted me to click on because it took me somewhere so wild. And the funny thing is it didn't take me here the first time. It took me somewhere totally different. But when I would try to screen record it, It kept taking me to the same thing. But after about the 10th try, it took me to the original place, right there. And when you click on that, you literally get the official website. And let me tell you something. It's wild.
What?
It is Freemasonry and Illuminati and Luciferian all balled up into a single literal package inviting you to join. I don't think I was...
Wait, money is not the root of evil. Money is the root to all freedom. The selfish pursuit of money is a hollow goal, but the pursuit of the goodness that money can create is of humanity's greatest responsibility.
Meant to find this. I think I somehow found a back door to something that you're only probably supposed to get through invite.
Right.
And let me tell you, I want no part of this. I am the opposite of this. And I'm a little bit apprehensive to show you guys this, to be fully honest. Have a look for yourself. Let's learn more. I mean, you can pause and read all you want. Now, getting back to the original page with the symbols, you can think this is a fake website all you want, but Target, I mean, like, they put the symbols right in plain sight. Look at this one here. It sure looks an awful lot like what they have on all of our bills. But of course, this is all for entertainment. I'm sure this is just a fake website and the Illuminati doesn't exist, and Freemasons definitely aren't littered all throughout every faction of our civilization. Entertainment only. And to be honest, I don't even want to wink because it looks like one of those. Entertainment only.
That's right, YouTube. This whole entire video is for entertainment purposes only. It's not informative. It's just entertainment. Hope the algorithm picked that up.
After watching this video, you may never use an emoji again.
And now we can't even use emojis. What's going on with the emojis, man? Damn.
For good reason. The reason that all of our emojis look the same across all major communication platforms, Android, Samsung, Mac, Microsoft, is because of this company called Unicode. And they have standardized emojis and little icons across the board. Well, previously on their website, one of their members was the Sultan of Oman. And you may be thinking, what the Sam Damn does Oman have to do with Unicode? Well, the Lesser Key of Solomon is a black magic book with 72 different sigils summoning demonic entities. A sigil is a symbol that has a lot of power attached to it, and the crafting of these sigils is considered to be one of the highest magical arts. Do you know how many face core original emojis there were? There was 72, just like there were 72 sigils for summoning demons. Now, the original emojis that came out were very sigilistic, black and white. But we have the rendered version here now, and you see the resemblance is uncanny. And the original rendered and the sigil for summoning demons. And we have this one, this one, this one, another, boom. So basically by using these emojis, you are essentially using a sigil for summoning demonic entities. The question is, what effect does this have on us? And why was it very important to get a uniform emoji across the board for all of us to use? Follow for part 2. Comment your thoughts below.
Oh my God. Why can't they just leave us alone? All this devil worshipping mess. God, man, just leave us alone. We don't want no part of it. We didn't ask for it. If we asked for it, that's one thing, but we didn't ask for this shit, man. Oh. Every day it's a fight. Every day it's a fight to stay alive, to stay sane, to stay in good grace. Every day. They want us to fail. The devil is working too damn hard. Whew. We gotta fight though. We gotta fight.
Here's a I don't eat sugar starter pack. When eating 100 grams of oatmeal, your body turns that into 57 grams of sugar. 100 grams of quinoa, that's 63 grams of sugar. 8 ounces of milk is 12 grams of sugar. 1 large banana is 24 grams of sugar. 2 slices of 12-grain bread is turned into 38 grams of sugar in your body. 100 grams of uncooked rice is 78 grams of sugar. Even 100 grams of pecans still turns into 4 grams of sugar in your body. So if you think you're not eating sugar, but you're wondering why you're not hitting your health goals, this might be why. In the next 90 seconds, I'll show you why your diet is probably impacting your blood sugar more than you think it is and what you can do about it. I'm a human biology teacher on a quest to teach you what's going on inside your flesh suit, so let's jump in. Here's what's happening. When you eat carbohydrates in the form of starches or disaccharides, your body breaks those down into glucose, which is just another name for sugar. Even complex carbs like whole grains and oats eventually turn to sugar in your bloodstream, and some are able to do it faster than others. Refined carbs like bread, rice, break down quickly, causing a rapid rise in your blood sugar. So your body reacts by releasing insulin, which tells your cells to absorb the sugar. But what's the harm in having high blood sugar? Well, when your blood sugar is high, it tells your body to store that excess sugar as fat. And when that happens in the long term, obviously you're going to end up with excess stored fat. So what's the fix? Keeping your blood sugar at moderate levels instead of spiking and dropping all throughout the day can help reduce your chances of having metabolic dysfunction. So here are some tips to enjoy your starchy and sweet carbs while keeping those blood sugar spikes in check. One is to pair your carbs with fiber. Fiber slows digestion and helps reduce blood sugar spikes. I like to take a fiber supplement when it's just not convenient to eat veggies, nuts, beans, or fruit. The second tip is to eat healthy fats. Fats help to slow the absorption of sugar into our bodies. So we eat a lot of butter when we eat bread at our house. Third tip is to include protein. Protein is scientifically proven to balance blood sugar and helps to keep you fuller longer. So animal protein is king around here. Another tip is to eat that fiber, fat, and protein first. According to this study, the order in which you eat your food has a significant impact on your blood sugar. And the last tip that I have is to always cool your starchy carbs before consuming them. This study showed that eating cooled and then reheated rice actually increased the amount of resistant starch in that rice, and therefore reduce the blood sugar spike. If you're looking for ways to reduce your blood sugar spikes and just be healthier in general, make sure you hit that follow button so you can come back and watch more.
Hold on, as a diabetic, my doctor left out some information that she just said about keeping your blood sugar level and the importance of keeping it level, not allowing it to spike and go down and spike and go down like how I do. Cause Lord knows I thought I about died last week because my blood sugar went through the roof. It got up to 400. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I'm about to pass out. Yeah, they might talk about keeping it level, but they don't talk about how to keep it level. I wasn't told this. I wasn't told to eat the high fiber and fatty foods before consuming the carbs. Nobody said that was the way to eat the food. Now I have to reevaluate how I eat food. Like I told y'all, I'm about to get back on my fitness and wellness journey. This right here is going to be very beneficial for me.
Isn't it interesting that certain foods directly benefit the body parts they resemble? This is known as the doctrine of signatures.
And people still believe that there's no God.
You could think this stuff wasn't provided for us by design if you want to. You'll be fooling yourself. I keep pointing back to my friend in the other room. Vegan, has been vegan since the 90s. 52 years old, has never had any of the health issues that I have.
No offense, America, but what are you putting in your food?
What are you cutting? What is that?
Because I've been in Europe for the past 6 months, and I have been eating, I kid you not, almost a baguette every single day. And I was gluten-free before when I was in the States, and when I was in Canada, I could not eat gluten because this right there would hurt like hell every single time I ate gluten. So I was like, okay, I'm gluten intolerant. So, yeah, but then the first time I came to Greece, I decided I would just try bread for the first time there because I heard all of the things, and what the heck? It does not bother me at all. And also, it does not bloat me at all. Oh my gosh, look at this tomato.
Dang, that's a tomato? What in the tomato is you doing? That thing is huge.
Not even just the gluten, but also the vegetables and the fruit. I've never tasted an actual tomato until I've gotten here. I swear, like, the fruit and vegetables, especially in Canada, it's because it's shipped over, but they taste like 25%, if that makes any sense.
No.
It's just like 25% of the flavor. I never really tasted flavor in my life before I came here. So I am, holy, I am 100% staying. I'm moving here.
She couldn't be more right. If you've never had the privilege of traveling to another country and consuming the food there and realizing just how healthier it tastes. I've been to Italy, I've been to Costa Rica, and both places I was able to eat food there that I could not eat here and feel perfectly okay. Pizza, I can't eat pizza. Pizza makes me feel so miserable. But in Italy, I could eat pizza every day if I wanted to. I don't eat seafood, but in Costa Rica, I did. The freshest seafood in my life. Till this day, the best pineapple I have ever had. Like bananas. The food in these other countries, especially when you get it fresh, like none of this additive, none of this preservative, none of these hormones and pesticides, it'd be amazing. Let me tell you that right now. Enough to make me want to move there. I really should. I really should. But yet I'm about to get a home here. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
These the twists that y'all love so much. These bitches sit back here for weeks, and then we just put them in them bags when we feel like it. See this? See this? This the beef that y'all love so much. These tacos. This is how it looks. We don't even cook shit. It's all boiled. The chicken, ew. The steak, ew. The chips, ew. The sauces, ew. Blow this up and I'm making a part 2. I'll show you.
Hi, welcome to Taco Bell, where our meat turns from this to this to that. Bitch, what
the fuck? Wow. I was really gagging, y'all. They take the meat while it's still in the bag and put it in this little boiling hot water, and then they take it out and put it into them daggone little metal containers, and they serve it to us like that. Oh, heck no. Look, I'm glad I ain't had taco hell in a hot minute.
Wow. So thank you guys for almost 100K. That shit means the world to me. I didn't think we'd get that far. So yeah, this is part 1. The McRibs. Those are true. It's true. If you've heard anything about them, the 100 ingredients, it's true. It's over 100 ingredients. Same with the sauce. When we put that in the microwave to prep it, we stir it. It burns our nose and eyes. It's the worst. The cups here, each cold cup is pretty much the same size. You can pour from a small cup to a medium, and it's the same. Yes, the filet and the folded egg are 2 of the most fakest things you will ever fucking get. Do not consume those. Do not put that in your body. You will regret it, especially the folded egg. Anything that comes pre-made, no. And yeah, that's it for part 1.
Do you love McDonald's? Keep watching this video. I'm about to expose their ass. Vámonos! Here are some secrets that I know from personally working at McDonald's back when I was in high school. If you ever go to a McDonald's and they tell you, sorry, but the ice cream machine isn't working, they're fucking lying! The ice cream machine is rarely broken. We just simply don't want to make you an ice cream. Simple as that. Number 2, if you ever order a caramel frap or any kind of frappuccino and they tell you, sorry, but we're cleaning the frap machine right now, they're lying as well. They simply don't want to make you a frap. One time, a coworker dropped the bun on the floor, picked it up, looked around, put it on top of the patty and sent it. I was like, bro, really? And last but not least, your guys' favorite, the sweet tea. That shit is disgusting. Number 1, it's made in a mop bucket. Number 2, they pour a whole bag of sugar in it. That's gross.
And that's why I have diabetes, because I was getting sweet tea, not necessarily from McDonald's, but wherever I was going, sweet tea was for me. I was getting it religiously, like a daily thing. If I was getting food out, I was like, sweet tea, put sweet tea on that thing and make it sweet. You know, boy, I regret it. I regret it.
We're to cut a cord because your placenta's trying to come open.
Is the cord white?
What's its normal color?
I want to wait until it's white to cut it.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Corinne. I'm currently in school to become a birth worker. This video needs to be talked about. This mama has a very simple ask, and that is that her baby receives all of their blood back from the placenta before the cord is cut. Now, this birth worker, whether that be a nurse, OB, or midwife, is trying to rush the process by telling this mother that her placenta is wanting to come, therefore they need to cut the cord. These subtle hints show us that the placenta is in fact not ready to be born because the cord is not white yet. When the cord is plump and still pumping blood back into the baby, the placenta is still attached to the uterine wall. What this birth worker is trying to do is rush the process by scooping the placenta out of the uterus to get things moving. Now, this is incredibly dangerous, not only for the baby, but for the mother, and is one of the leading causes of postpartum hemorrhage in the hospital. It is absolutely disgusting to me that this mother should be enjoying her golden hour with her fresh newborn, but instead she's having to argue with a birth worker about her baby receiving all of their blood back after birth. And not only that, but they're trying to manually pull her placenta out of.
Home birth, home birth, home birth. Look, if that baby don't got a cord wrapped around his neck or in the womb the wrong way, facing upside down, left side right, then a home birth, I feel like should be advised at this point. Plus, it costs like tens of thousands of dollars to give birth in the hospital. Oh my God. Again, my friend that's in the other room have had 2 kids, both home births. Look, I'm telling you, she put me on to all this stuff that we learn here.
We now know that cancer is vulnerable between the frequencies of 100,000 hertz and 300,000 hertz. 2 input frequencies, one low, one high, and the higher frequency must be 11 times the lower, what we musicians would call the 11th harmonic. When we add the 11th harmonic, we begin to shatter microorganisms like a crystal glass. These organisms are being shattered by our electronic signals. They begin to slow down, then they stop, and then they begin to disintegrate within about 3 minutes. You'll see a large organism in the center, a paramecium, undergoing disintegration, and swimming all around it, a tiny different organism, which is unharmed. We film the destruction of hundreds of microorganisms. We attack pancreatic cancer. They change their shape and size. This is the beginning of a process of destruction for cancer cells. So now we attack leukemia cells, shattered into dozens of fragments. You can see by the end of the video, the great many ovarian cancer cells were destroyed. Now we attack pancreatic cancer once more. The tumor shrinks and is broken up in repeated controlled laboratory experiments, independently assayed by the 2 top experts. We killed an average of 25% to 42% of the leukemia cells, as high as 60%. They also determined that we slowed the growth rate of the cancer by as much as 65%, so a double effect. Cancer treatment rooms for children will be a very different place. They'll draw pictures, color in their books, play with their toys, all the while unaware that above them are beautiful blue pinkish plasma lights emanating healing, pulsing electric fields, shattering their cancer painlessly and non-toxically, one cell at a time. Thank you.
I know what some of y'all are thinking. Y'all are thinking back to the video that I made in regards to the bells. Remember those big bells that used to be seen around the world that somehow all mysteriously got cracks in them and have been destroyed because of their ability to heal? Yes, the vibrations that will come off of those bells had the ability to heal us. But Big Pharma around the world didn't appreciate that because they would have no people to make money off of. So they had to destroy all those bells. I saw a video the other day of this baby crying, laying in the bed with his father. The mother came in the room and handed the father what looked like was a metal bowl, but like a dong, where, you know, you hit it with the mallet, and the dad would hit it. Boing. He would hit that bowl with that mallet, and the sound, the vibration that would come off of it would soothe the baby instantly, and the baby would stop crying. It's like the old saying goes, if you want to stay alive, stay out of the hospital. If you want to stay healthy, stay out of the doctor's office, unless it's a very traumatic, life-altering event that had occurred. But y'all, look, y'all, I can keep going because I have so much other content. If y'all want me to make another video like this, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. See ya. YouTube thinks you might like one of these 2 videos. I dare you click on them to find out if they're right.